So now let's go ahead and try to connect. We're going to take this username and password and go over here to Azure Data Studio. Let's connect and see what happens. Notice that we're connected to a Satori endpoint. We're no longer directly connected to the SQL server in question. And let's see what happens when we try to view a table. We've loaded this SQL server with one single test table. So let's do a select top on that. We've also configured it to be secured by Satori. So in a moment, when this query runs, you're going to see some redaction. Sure enough, email's been redacted, address has been hashed. That's quite nice. And what else has happened here? Phone number has been redacted as well as social security number. Let's unwind and show how all of this happened. First of all, back in Azure, when we go look at the networking settings, we added a client IP address just for testing, but most importantly, we added the 3 Satori DACs. There they are, and those come from Satori over here. When we created the data connection to SQL Server, at the bottom of the screen are the 3 Satori Data Access Controller IP addresses. We added those to SQL. We then created a security data set. On the screen, it's called patient records. This is the one that ships with the test drive. And we added our SQL server to it. So there it is. From that point on, it starts to get all of the default security policies that may be in play, as well as masking profiles. So now we can start to see that when we ran this query over here, it was run through Satori. So we can see proof of that in the audit log. There it is. This is the one we ran right here. And if we drill into it, we can see what security policy was applied, what fields were identified, and what kind of masking occurred. So in this training series, just to recap, we created an Azure Enterprise application for the purposes of enabling Satori single sign-on in the settings area. We then logged in as one of our demo users, user 2, and then we were able to successfully connect using a client to SQL Server, but using the Satori endpoint, which we did here in Data Studio, and we had immediate effect with redaction and auditing and data access and data security. And most importantly, at no point did we data enter user 2 into the SQL Server experience. This whole thing is being managed directly by Satori. Hopefully this video series has been helpful in educating on how to set up single sign-on with Azure with the goal of securing your SQL Server data sources. Thank you so much for watching.